The Pentium processor has the power to make software look, sound, and feel more real, making Emily's homework assignment feel more like a field trip. The Intel Pentium processor.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. By Intel, the world's leading maker of microprocessors. And by Visa, official card of the NFL.
Kenny Albert, Anthony Munoz back in Cincinnati. Anthony, is this your first time in Riverfront Stadium?
I think I was here a couple other times, if I remember correctly. Maybe like a couple hundred times.
So you know your way around this place.
You know, the amazing thing, it took me a while. You know, I'm used to walking from the locker room out on the carpet. All of a sudden, I start coming up the elevators and getting lost in the press box.
Well, you get stopped every 2 seconds. First and 10 for the Bengals. Early second quarter, tied at 3. Blake under pressure, throws it away. Roy Barker made the hit, and Blake is still down.
Roy Barker, the left defensive end, giving the pressures. You see him right there, number 92, going against Joe Walter. Basically what happens there is Joe turns a little too quickly, giving him that soft shoulder, and Blake is right there. You see him just coming up, nothing fancy, just kind of coming around the corner, and when he feels the tackle, turning his shoulders, then he presses, and that gets into the quarterback, and he makes the hit on Jeff Blake, who's still down.
David Klingler, in his 4th season out of the University of Houston, is the backup, warming up on the sidelines. Blake headed to the Pro Bowl. In 15 months, he went from the 3rd string quarterback here in Cincinnati to a Pro Bowler. He set the Bengals record for most completions in one season. He needs 369 yards to break Boomer Esiason's team record yardage in one season, although he will probably not reach that this afternoon. And Blake being tended to by the medical staff after the hit he took from Roy Barker.
You know, it's amazing. I wonder how these things happen. You know, he's a 6th-round pick for the Jets. He gets waived. He comes there as the helmet right in the chest, and then the impact just takes him to the carpet. And this stuff's pretty hard. I mean, I was down there, and once this AstroTurf gets frozen, it stays really hard. But you wonder how a guy like that can pass through and be a 6th round and all of a sudden go to a Pro Bowler. Talking to David Shula, he said, you know, the draft is not an exact science. Guys do that. And he said one prime example is Brett Favre up in Green Bay. Pro Bowler, chance of being the MVP of this NFL.
Jeff Blake, 6th rounder. This is David Klingler, the 6th overall pick back in 1992. And his first attempt is incomplete. David Klingler, 7 of 14 this season. He was out for the early portion of 1995 with a broken jaw, and now Jeff Blake will return.
That didn't take very long, and tough position to be in for one play when you have the defensive lineman sitting there right in your face trying to throw the football. But Blake is okay to come back in the football game and take over once again.
3rd down and 10 from the 38. Blake with time dumps it off in and out of the hands of Eric Bieniemy. Coverage on the play from Alfred Jackson. So the Bengals will be forced to punt.
Kenny, you know, I mentioned Klingler being in there, the defensive lineman in his face. Right here, Blake goes back. John Randall, Todd Kalis just going one-on-one with Randall. Does a nice job, then all of a sudden the Brills is there to kind of finish him up. But Todd Kalis does a nice job. And Kenny, we have to watch. This tight end, Tony McGee, has been open about 5 times in the middle of the field, and Blake keeps trying to go to the wide receivers in the back, coming out of the backfield. You better believe Tony McGee's probably on the sidelines saying, hey, I've been open, try to get me the football.
Lee Johnson from his own 25. David Palmer, the deep man. Fair catch. Called for it at the last instant with Bengals approaching. 38-yard punt. by Johnson. Vikings take over when we return.
Lower your right foot and repeat after me. I promise to be free. I promise to be different. I promise to take the other path. I promise to be unique. I promise to drive an Eldorado with a 300 horsepower North Star V8, a suspension that reads faster than Evelyn Wood, and a body that parts traffic. Eldorado with the North Star system by Cadillac.
Looks like we're set, okay? You've got your Happy Meal. Dad's got his Big Mac, okay? Let's eat lunch. Look at Daddy. Watch Daddy. Okay, we gotta... Sorry. Gotta keep the French fries on the table. It's interesting. Okay, Jeff, no, it's time to sit up and eat your lunch like a big boy.
Looks like you got your hands full with that, little tiger.
Yeah, you could say that.
I remember going through the same thing with my two little guys. Before you know it, they're not so little anymore. They sure do grow up fast.
Come on, Dan. We got a booth. Not too fast. Okay, pal. Not too fast. Yeah.
Find out how the cast of 90210 will celebrate the holidays.
Come in.
Catch the 90210 Christmas special, Monday at 8, 7 Central.
Last September, Fox and the producers of The X-Files took you into the 21st century and launched a new breed of action-adventure television. Catch a special 2-hour presentation of TV's most heart-stopping drama, Space Above and Beyond, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Vikings and the Bengals tied at 3. 2.5 gone by, second quarter. Moon over the top. Has the completion. Amply out near the 30-yard line. Brett Wallerstadt made the tackle, and Warren Moon, with that completion, has gone over the 4,000-yard mark this season for the 4th time in his career. Only Dan Marino, who has done it 6 times, has more 4,000-yard seasons than Warren Moon.
How old is he? 29? 39.
Just a couple of years older than you, right?
Yep.
And he's still out there.
I tell you. Phenomenal shape.
Gain of 6. On first down, here's Scotty Graham across the 35 out to the 38-yard line. Sam Shade made the tackle. Chicago on top of Philadelphia by the score of 10-7. 27-yard Kevin Butler field goal. And San Francisco continues to lead Atlanta. Vikings rooting for the Eagles and the 49ers. They need 3 teams playing on the road, including themselves, to win today. Moon on first down, hands it off. Scotty Graham breaks 1 tackle. And now let's go to Hollywood for another McDonald's game break with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny, Jerry Rice continuing to rewrite the record book. Steve Young looking right, going left. Jerry Rice 59-yard catch. That breaks the single season receiving yards mark. 34 years it was held by Charlie Hennigan. San Fran up 21-10. The Bears have a field goal. They lead it now 10-7. Back to Kenny and Anthony.
Thanks, JB. Derek LaVille with the 1-yard touchdown run, extending the 49ers lead on the Falcons. Second down and 5. Scotty Graham, impressive first half. He has now gained 48 yards on 9 carries.
We talked about the offensive line. Of course, Randall McDaniel, number 64, just voted to a 7th straight Pro Bowl. But you have the big guy on the right side, the right tackle, Corey Stringer, who's doing an excellent job up front. So you have a good mixture of young guys. Todd Stussy on the left side, number 73 in his 2nd year. McDaniel, the veteran at 8 years. And then Corey Stringer, another number 1 pick, a rookie. And you have Christie at center, 3rd year. Jarek, 3rd year. So they have a good, young offensive line that should be together for several years here.
On 3rd and 2, quick slant. Cris Carter makes the reception. He bobbled it. and has the first down. So that is reception number 2 on the afternoon, and 117 on the season for Cris Carter. And slow to get up, Artie Smith, the Bengals defensive lineman, third year out of Louisiana Tech.
What the Vikings are doing here, we talked about Warren Moon at 39 years old and all the 4,000 yards passing. The type of offensive game that they're having so far allows him to continue to play, because when he goes back to pass, he doesn't have a whole lot of pressure, and he's faced second and short all the time, because they're running the ball so effectively on first downs as the clock runs out on Warren Moon.
There's no infraction on the play. The officials were late setting the ball. Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
Well, they got one there, huh?
Well, at least Johnny Greer was honest.
That's right. There was a big 0 on the clock.
So this will be what they call in the playgrounds a do-over.
That's right. And another shot here.
First down at midfield. Teams exchanged first quarter field goals. This Ismael in motion. Move to the air. Copeland got a piece of it. And it is ruled an incompletion. Second pass batted at the line today by Copeland.
See him right here, number 92. He feels that it's a quick pass. Starts his pass rush. Get the hands up. Okay, tip it. Now try to catch it. Not a bad reaction for a big guy. And right there you see Corey Stringer. Did he come down with that one? The right tackle looked like he came down with it.
And a loss of 1 on the play. Second and 11. 4 wide receivers set for the Vikings. Carter could not hold on.
You don't see that often with Cris Carter. Usually he makes that catch and then he starts running right there. He felt needed a few yards to catch the first down. He was aware that he was not close to the marker, but he tried to make that move. He felt Sam Shade closing in on him, but you can't go anywhere without the football as they drops that football there.
Third down and 11. Moon airs it out, looking for Reed, makes the catch, has the touchdown. 51 yards from Warren Moon to Jake Reed. Reed's 9th score of the season, and the Vikings lead is now 9-3.
That shows you what adrenaline can do for you on game day. And it doesn't hurt when you have protection like this. Look at this. I mean, nobody within 2-3 yards from Warren Moon. So he just sits back there. He sees the big wide receiver, 86 Jake Reed, getting behind Corey Sawyer. And he lays it in there perfectly. But I mean, you can't help but look at that offensive line and the time and the space that Warren Moon had to make that throw.
Touchdown pass number 32 for Warren Moon this season. And the point after by Reveiz is good. So the Minnesota Vikings have gone out on top over the Cincinnati Bengals by the score of 10-3.
Oh, what fun it is to ride.
We're very fortunate to have such a wonderful family.
After his operation, his body was like twice the normal size. He was on this respirator for 3 weeks. It was kind of lonely around here.
I got Aflac through our company. The owner of the company felt that we should have it. It turned out fabulous.
Aflac covers the unexpected costs of getting better so you can get on with life.
Everything worked out wonderful.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
So? He said he wants more control. Oh, boy. Told me he's looking for faster response and more security.
Then he's leaving the firm?
No. He's getting a Cadillac DeVille.
Now DeVille is better than ever because now it has the North Star system and its extraordinary combination of comfort, safety, security, and performance. Nothing else feels like DeVille from Cadillac.
I suppose you'll want a better parking space, too.
Okay, right here we see 2 deep. There's no way they should give up the long ball. The thing that makes it possible for Warren Moon is we take a look at the protection. I mean, he's got
only 179.
It's a good 3 yards of room that Warren Moon has, and then you have the safety that kind of lags behind. He should be back, not letting Jake Reed get behind him. The corner says, well, I have help from my safety, but the safety is not there. And that's the result of that is a touchdown, Warren Moon to Jake Reed. The corner's depending on help from the safety, and when he doesn't have it, more times than not, it's going to be 6 with the ball thrown right there as it was there.
8-play drive, 76 yards. Kickoff is handled by David Dunn. Marlon Barnett with the initial contact. 19-yard return by Dunn. Vikings with 201 total yards. And we are not even midway through the second quarter.
They'll have plenty of time in the second quarter, and they are doing exactly what they wanted to do. They said we wanted to emphasize the run, take control, and up until this last touchdown, I mean, the score is still close. I mean, it's not like they've put the Bengals away by any means. They're still, you know, touchdown away. Still a lot of time left, and that's what the Vikings didn't want to happen. They don't want them hanging around.
First down from the 31. Blake rolling right. Pass incomplete. The intended receiver, Carl Pickens, who's headed to the Pro Bowl along with Jeff Blake.
You know, it helps when you have a wide receiver like Carl Pickens and then Darnay Scott's come along. And you have, you know, hopefully Blake and Pickens can show some of what they've done the last couple of years, especially this year over in Hawaii at the Pro Bowl.
Carl Pickens entered the game with 93 receptions. Since 1965, there have been 15 100-catch seasons in the NFL, but only 1 in the AFC. Carl Pickens looking to reach the century mark here today. The pass is picked off. Alfred Jackson into the end zone for the touchdown. Alfred Jackson starting in place of Dwayne Washington. His second interception of the season, and he returns it 37 yards into the end zone.
And those are the type of plays that you can bury a team quickly. You see Carl Pickens right there just kind of maybe giving a little wave, but Alfred Jackson makes a tremendous break on the football. Anticipation is the key to that one, reading it all the way, and of course the only guy left to try to stop him is Jeff Blake, but that's not going to happen.
Extra point attempt by Reveiz is good. Second NFL touchdown for Alfred Jackson as he picks off Blake and returns it to the promised land. 17-3 Vikings.
Once upon a time, 3 girls went to Rock Steady for a pickup game.
We got next.
Lisa is the center of U.S. women's basketball team. Cheryl's a forward. Dawn is a point guard.
Shoot that, Cheryl. Take the jump, Lee. Put that. Good game. Good game. That's the next one. We can't shoot either.
And this isn't a fairy tale, so they didn't beat every guy, but they beat enough to say, basketball is basketball, athletes are athletes.
Nike presents This Week in Pee Wee Football. It was crunch time in Elgin as Cougars quarterback Ned Barnes sought divine guidance as he launched the desperation Hail Mary. Reaching into his pocket full of miracles, number 12 tried to pull out one more magnificent moment, but it was not to be.